want?
What's going on, you guys? Well, it is time for my week 10 update, so let's get into it. 10 weeks ago, I had RNY gastric bypass. Started this journey at 460 pounds. Pre-op, I lost 42 pounds. Post-op, as of last week, I lost 84 pounds. 84 pounds in 9 weeks. That brought me to a total overall weight loss of 124 pounds. Weighed in today, and I got to tell you, I'm not surprised. If you watched my last video, you'll recall that I mentioned, well, if you watch it in my past few videos, you know that I've had an eating issue for about a week, from I believe it was week 8 to week 9, and where I couldn't eat anything, and I couldn't, and I'm going to get into this in a minute, I couldn't drink anything for a whole week. So in that week, from week 8 to, from week 8 to week 9, I lost 20 pounds. That sounds great, but that's not the way I wanted to do it. You know, starving myself. Again, talked about that last week. I'm not going to rehash that, but it wasn't the way I wanted to do it. But anyhow, I lost 20 pounds last week, and in my last video, I made a comment that if I gained from last week to this week, that I wouldn't have a problem with that. And actually, I was kind of hoping for a gain, because that meant that I was finally able to eat again. And well, I weighed in today, and sure enough, I went up 2 pounds. So I weighed in at, last week I weighed in at 336, and this week I weighed in at 338. So I'm up 2 pounds. So that drops my overall total to 122 pounds lost. And you know what? I am 100% okay with those 2 pounds. In the last week, I've finally been able to eat and drink, and I don't know if it's just because I'm just so happy that I'm able to eat, or if my body's just starving that I want to, you know, take in, you know, as much as I can. I've actually been eating quite a bit, not unhealthy. Still, you know, items that are on my plan, just more of it. You know, before my eating issues, I couldn't eat in the morning. I couldn't eat before noon, and when I was eating, it was very little and very slow. Well, in the last week, I've actually been able to, not only have I been able to take in more, I'm not getting that full filling as quick, and I'm actually able to eat in the mornings now. It's weird. I had talked about last week needing a EGD done, and this past Monday, on the 30th, I was actually scheduled for an EGD. Well, last week, on, I think it was Wednesday, my eating issue just disappeared. I started taking my antacid, and I mean, almost instantly it went away. It is the weirdest shit. And you know, so because of my eating issue, I thought I had a stricture, but I don't think that was really it now. When it started, that day it started, I actually had a piece of carne guisada, which is a meat, a piece of meat and gravy, some Mexican dish. And that very moment that I ate it, it was at a party at work for a coworker. I actually had to leave the party. I actually had to leave the party and go throw up. And from that point on, I had the problem. So what I'm thinking is that piece of meat actually got stuck and never went down, and never made it all the way to the stomach, so it didn't get digested in any way. They just kind of stuck there. It was a really small piece. I mean, if you know what carne guisada looks like, you know it's a small, you know, piece of meat to begin with. Well, it was maybe half of that. half of that regular piece, so it wasn't very big at all. This is just my thinking that it got stuck. It stayed stuck. There's still a little bit of room for water, a little bit of for some stuff to pass, but not much. That's why the second I would take stuff in, I would almost have to bring it right back up. But taking that antacid, maybe it tenderized it in a way that allowed it to kind of break up and pass. Similar to, I made a video out to my first support group that about the surgeon telling me that if you get a piece of meat stuck, there's a meat tenderizer called Adolph's that he recommended. You know, put a little bit on your finger, ball it up, and eat it, and it would tenderize the meat and soften it up and allow it to pass. I think that's what the antacid did. It's just a guess. Because as soon as I started taking my antacid, it cleared up instantly. So I called my surgeon and I talked to him about it, and you know, so Thursday and Friday I was able to eat anything and drink anything, and not only to go down, it stayed down. And so he wanted to go ahead and cancel my EGD, and if I had any issues, then you know, we can reschedule it or whatever. So it never happened on Monday. I never went to San Antonio. I never got my EGD, and I feel fine. I'm like I said, I'm eating more, and it is just the craziest thing. But anyway, since from last week to this week, I've been eating, and so, you know, being up 2 pounds doesn't surprise me. I'm totally fine with that. So that's where I'm at weight wise, and my issue with my, I don't even want to call it a stricture anymore, but so I just, you know, my eating issue, that's where I'm at with that. I'm fine now, and but I don't want to continue to see this weight go up. So hopefully next week I don't have a gain. I guess the body's gonna react the way it reacts. I did get another package today, and I left it in the other room, so I'm not gonna, you know, open it up in here. But I wanted to show you something that I got that I was really looking forward to, and well, it probably describes the opening of my video. So this is what I got. Let's see if you could see this. Can you see that? Let me turn on the light here. Another light. Can you make that out? Fatkings. I hope you can make that out. Phil over at Fatkings, Phil sent me this shirt, and he actually sent me 2 of them, and I was really looking forward to getting these shirts so I could rock them. And I got them today, and I actually wore it already tonight. We had a neighborhood night out here in our town, and down at the town square, my wife and I went, and I actually wore the shirt tonight. So Phil, appreciate it, brother. It got here a whole lot sooner than I think you and I both were expecting, but that's great. Dude, now I'm an honorary member, so it's an honor. I really truly appreciate it. And the pants, I got the pants. I haven't tried them on yet. You know, I'll try those on and let you know how they fit. But again, brother, appreciate it. Thank you. That's it, you guys. I actually, well, I'm not gonna say anything yet. So, well, I'll announce it later. That's it for now. You guys have a good rest of the week, and I will talk to you later. Take care.